Hey, everybody, this is Dr. J and Arjun streaming live from Long Island, New York, and I don't know where Arjun is anymore.
Oakland. Not for
Oakland,
long, not for long.
Oakland, California. We're streaming live coast to coast and across the globe. And what a day, what a week, what a month, what a rally, what a move. We don't want it to stop, but it will stop, and we will get a pullback before the year is up. There's no question.
Yeah. But our call was so far correct on SPY when we said it was gonna run.
I'm more and more convinced that 433 is the number that we got,
Yeah.
and you got to pay attention to that number because when we get there, I think maybe you start writing some protection, write some calls,
Yeah.
or maybe buy some puts, or reduce your positions maybe a little bit if
Yeah.
you
I
pull
think
the
we
best.
can show people why too when we chart it.
Now it could run further. It could run to 450 before a major pullback. I
Yeah.
think we're going to get a pullback of the magnitude of around 30, 31 cents. 31 dollars, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I agree.
So 433 to 401, something like that. Or
Yeah.
if it runs more, 450 to 418.
That'll be a healthy pullback, but I think as long as it establishes a higher good.
Yeah. So we got a bunch of people on with us. That's nice to see. Mark
Yeah.
is with us.
Hello, Mark. Hello,
And
Andrew.
Andrew is with us.
Heath. Heath's back.
Heath is, yeah, he's been showing up. MYOV is one of his
My
big,
event.
yeah, and it had a
Yeah.
FDA approval on their whatever drug it is.
We have Linus.
There's
Nice.
some bios that have made some nice runs, and
Yeah.
VBIV is one of them because it ran from 50 cents to $1.12.
Yeah. And we were going to start with that because, it's rare that we have good things to say about this chart, but today
But
we
the
do.
fundamentals are also good with the Canadian government backing VBIV on their pan coronavirus vaccine.
That's right.
No, there are a
That's right.
bunch of companies that are trying to do just that. One vaccine to cover all strains of coronavirus.
That's right. And
But
I
you know
think
what, Arjun, I have a question for you. Wouldn't that imply that it would cover the common cold?
so. Yes, it would imply that. And that would just be revolutionary. That would mean this would be the most valuable company in the world.
I mean, anything is possible in science, and maybe just maybe they'll prevent the common cold as well as
Yeah. I
as
do think
well
their
as
science has always been the best that I've seen. I think the problem is management isn't the most opportune, but in the long run, I think the science wins.
I think one of the brokerages, I don't know if it's Raymond James or another one, it gives it a target of $5 with an outperform rating.
Yeah, yeah. So we were chatting before this. I personally want to see it establish this range where I want it to close the week above 120, which is where this low was. And generally, it's like you see a couple touches there. And then once it gets through that, Dr. J is calling for potentially 185.
I think there's a good shot that it continues this tremendous run from 50 pennies to $1.85.
And you know what?
Very, very good chance. I like the bottom right now is trying. It was an L shape, but now it's starting to U shape rather, but now it's starting to curve up.
Yeah,
So
and how about 2 to 1? Let's give it 2 to 1 odds. 185 versus 85. That's a good little swing.
I go for the 185.
Yeah. So if you're basically, I think it's I would give it 2 to 1 odds. It can get to the upside given the bio environment right now is healthy.
Yeah, I mean XBI had a disappointing move today, considering the breadth of the market. But
Yeah.
still, some bios have been running.
Yeah. My
Of course,
opinion,
our opinions are strictly our own, not investment advice. People should check with their advisor before acting, and they should definitely subscribe, right? If they haven't,
absolutely.
because on this show, you never know, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I think that you'll get a little bit of choppiness around 120, but if it can establish that as support, I think I like your call. 185. Um,
We all know the science. I mean, besides the pan coronavirus vaccine, aren't they big on hepatitis B?
yeah, they're trying to be one-stop shop for that, along with brain cancer treatment.
Well, that's far off, isn't it? The glioma.
Yeah, but it's kind of like a ace in the hole if that works. It's glioblastoma, which is the one that killed John McCain.
It's the most,
So
I think it's the most common.
yeah. So then Albo is another one that I've been kind of selling covered calls on this. I haven't really been adding a ton, but it's also made a nice move from those lows.
Broke out, and it's similar to BBIV in that it doesn't look like there's anything to stop it. It's gonna close that gap if it didn't already.
Yeah, it hasn't, and I think once it can 2804, that's the number.
Uh-huh.
That gap close, I think then we can start talking about getting back up to these levels where you see a lot of choppiness in the low to mid 30s. And I think that's a good place to take some profits. I think low to mid 30s, this has historically been where this has had some trouble getting past.
I think both Albo and BBIV, two of your old favorites, look ripe to be bought.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like the way it's kind of flagging here. Like you could argue this is a nice cup with a little handle forming. It's like a looks pretty good to me.
I think VBIV, you had a better argument for a cup and a half.
Yeah. But you can see how both just, they're benefiting from the macro bio environment looking good.
Yeah, and
And
this one also came off some nice lows. What was it, 18 or so?
yeah, 18 bucks, which I added a little there, but I was just worried about buying anything at that point, so I didn't add enough. But I'm still somehow green on this barely, but
I mean,
yeah,
we could, if the market gives back 8%, like I think it will eventually, this too will give back. But in the long run, I think it's got potential.
yeah, absolutely.
Fundamentals are excellent besides the chart looking
They
back.
are, yeah. Good company. So yeah, this one too. I think you can buy dips for the short term. Um, Now we'll go to one of my. I've been heavy in the energy sector recently, and I gave everyone PBR as the last one. This Brazilian oil company. Now I think, given the European energy crisis going on, this is a petrochemical company that looks primed, in my opinion, to help out. And I think this is going to run into the winter. I like
Symbol.
BAK. It's Braskem. I'm feeling these Latin American energy companies. They're very undervalued. They pay a good dividend. I think if you want to diversify outside of some of the maybe slightly expensive U.S. stocks, I think Latin America is a little cheap right now, so you can sprinkle a bit.
There's been a nice pullback, right?
Nice pullback. Similar. I think this one, though, established pretty nice support there. Call it low to mid 12s. And I think for me, the fundamentals and chart tell me I think this has a pretty good chance of getting to 18.
And you think that the price of crude will start rising again?
I do. Yeah, I'm very, very bullish energy, medium to long term. Yes.
Uh-huh.
I think that it's even possible the price of crude is being manipulated due to midterms coming up. I wouldn't.
Let's just mention two other bios. Andrew's into PRVB, which is
Yeah,
a diabetes drug. That's allegedly the cure.
PRVB.
Along with what's the other one that's going to cure diabetes? Oh yeah, CRISPR, type 1 diabetes.
Let's look at PRVB. Yeah, this is interesting. Yeah, that's a nice little double bottom. Yeah, higher lows. It's looking pretty good. I mean, this.
I've been in this one years ago. Don't remember.
Yeah,
I
I
I thought they had an antibiotic, but I guess I'm wrong.
I don't remember. It's been a while, but yeah, I mean, this one looks like it can. Like, why can't it get back up to $8? I mean,
Yeah.
that's a nice range. You're at the lower end of the range. It looks pretty good.
Greg Wilson is here for your discussion of BAK.
Um, BAK. I don't know. It should be soon. Their dividend is pretty nice. I think it's in the 20 to 25% range. But they've been doing really well this year.
And Wetware wants to know if you have any interest in CLMT.
I've never heard of it. We can look at it.
Another petroleum play.
Yeah, never heard of it, but I might be interested. So yeah, PRVB. I think this is a nice little range here. Maybe you get a little trouble at 640, but yeah, it's a nice swing.
So PRVB, it looks like it's in bargain basement territory. That's one thing going for it.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's bottomed.
Yes.
Very likely. Take a look at BAK.
Pretty good. We already looked at it.
Oh, we looked at BAK. Which one didn't we look at?
CLMT.
Yeah, okay. And VET was another one.
Yeah, that one I'm in, and I like a lot. It's also going to benefit from this European energy crisis. So this looks really interesting, actually. It's I mean, I don't know if I would buy now because
it's very hot.
Yeah, and I worry when I see it bump its head against a level over and over and over. I don't know enough about this company to make any.
If it takes that level out, though, it looks.
Yeah. So I mean, when I see charts like this, I'd rather buy over the high than under the high.
I agree. If it takes out, with a close above the high for today, it looks interesting.
Yeah. So I'll be adding at 1750 potentially and then if it gets past that, it looks like we can really make a move.
I can't see the symbol. What symbol is this?
CLMT.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, and let's see, what else do we have on the list? We had VET, which is Vermilion. It's a nice company. I'm just diversified across some energy plays, and this is one that I like a lot. Their fundamentals are fantastic, and the chart's looking pretty good. It looks like it might be flagging a little, trying to figure out what it wants to do here, but I think similar to the last chart we looked at, if it can make a new high, I like this to run maybe even close to 40. I'm in since about 22. I don't have a huge position, but
the chart looks actually better than BAK.
Yeah, I would say it does. I think BAK is cheaper and I like the fundamentals better, but this company, I think it has more Momo.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's a very nice chart. Yeah,
you don't have to wait for the turnaround to occur. It already happened.
Yeah. So yeah, I bought right around here, and let's see if it can keep going. What else do we have listed? What did people want?
Well, MYOV is interesting.
Yeah, MYOV. We'll look at that. Then we can do 3-4 more. Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, I've been out of the loop on bios, so you
can see that this one's made a series of higher lows now, going back to the bottom. This was a higher low that turned in recently, but it was a major pullback before it hit that low.
Yeah, so it looks like this one maybe has some room to run a bit more.
There's a lot of symmetry in this chart, which you don't see too often.
Yeah, it has very, very well-defined support and resistance levels. So I'm looking if
I think it's going to make another. I don't know why, but I think it's going to make another run to the high it just came off of.
yeah, this one looks really interesting. I'd like to see what it does around the $20 level, but I mean even now it's below that level, so that means you have a couple bucks up. Yeah, it's a very yeah, and actually on the daily I even like it more. The daily
Yeah,
kind of
definitely, it's running.
yeah. So yeah, let's see what it does. You got the 9-day crossed up over the 200. The 200 starting to curl. Yeah, it's a
Nice chart.
yeah, nice climb.
Both on the weekly and the daily.
So you could see maybe this 50-day, once it gets to the 200, that might be when we're around the $20 level, and then that's kind of the moment of truth potentially.
Yeah.
So this is fun. I might sprinkle some here. Good find. So what else we looking at? I think on the list
I don't remember what I wrote even.
you had a Vuzi.
Oh yeah, put that one up because they had a contract with the Navy, and I think that propelled it. Today it shot up.
Oh yeah, that's a very nice. This is the type of rounded bottom you really like to see.
It's a Pete Athesis. Pete the Athesis guy likes this one always.
I like this shape. This is like a textbook rounded bottom that I really like.
Yeah.
And yeah, you might get in some trouble around, I don't know, 11 or 12, but yeah, this looks pretty good too. And then
also it's in an interesting area, optics. They're making windshields for Navy fighters.
Oh wow.
And they're into virtual reality and games and I don't know, all kinds of stuff, wearable glasses of all kinds.
I think I'll add dips here. I think if you get past this 11-ish number, I think this can double.
I don't know if Kathy Wood owns this one or not, but she should if she doesn't.
Yeah, I like this chart. This is one of my favorite charts I've seen so far. Good find.
It's just an interesting company.
Yeah, and then you also had ENB listed.
Another one of yours, an energy play, Enbridge.
I don't own this.
Oh well, they should.
Yeah, I think I have enough energy, honestly, but
this is a good one.
Oh yeah, it's a fun little chart. It looks, I like this shape too. It's a little choppy, but it has that rounded kind of block. Let's see if I can figure out I think the resistance is pretty obvious. I think it's this high.
Sure.
So if it gets past that, then let's go all-time high.
Yeah, it's really has a beautiful run off the low.
I'm just of the opinion that energy is in the early stages of a bull market. I really
think that this one should be part of your energy portfolio.
Yeah, I'll sprinkle a bit. This is nice.
How about Enphase, another high flyer, ENPH?
Sure, yeah, ENPH. Then we'll finish with SPY.
Yeah.
We'll give everyone the macro view because I think it's very important to understand the levels. Oh my gosh.
We're having a good energy discussion today.
This is holy. I don't even know what to say on this.
It's a powerhouse.
This looks like Costco's chart.
It's a powerhouse, and it's a giant in the energy space.
Yeah, this is, I guess buy the dips. I don't know what to say. It's great. Maybe the 9-day. Maybe that's your.
What to say is, I wish I bought it at the beginning of the year.
Of course, yeah. That's always.
I think that's a Pete play as well.
Yeah, it's tripled.
Pete, where is Pete? Too bad he didn't show up today.
Yeah, very
Wetware
nice.
showed up today. Wetware is into ITCI. You wanted to take a quick look at that one? Another bio.
Which one?
ITCI.
Yeah, we'll do ITCI, SPY, and then we
And
can
then we'll
call it.
then we'll call it a day.
Yeah, we'll spend more time on.
We're putting you to work, you know.
Yeah, it's fine. You only get me so often. Oh yeah, nice. This is really nice. Beauty.
Now, Wetware was a little concerned about I think he wrote the call, the 60 calls, I think he wrote.
Yeah, that's a little dicey.
Little concerned that maybe he should have written a high of strike price.
This is an amazing trend. I mean, the 50 week is just going up, and yeah, I mean the daily is the 100 day is a perfect trend line. Yeah, I think you can add potentially at the 200 every time it touches that. Look at that. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, and then we'll do SPY, and then we'll have some closing remarks. And
SPY we've done a million times. It's going to 433 to 200-day moving average.
Yeah, but let's talk a little bit of strategy on
sure
what we might be doing when we see that number. Yeah, so
it took out the 418 level today, which was a lot of resistance.
Yeah, and now we're talking here. The 200 day, that's been our call for a while. We think it needs a date with the 200 at 432.
433, cool.
Sure, whatever. And then, yeah, that level makes a lot of sense to me. You get like the touches here, touches here, touches here. I think that makes a ton of sense to have a pullback. Now, what I'm looking for on that pullback is this level to hold. This 400-ish, because if it breaks down through there, you don't have a ton of more chances to protect from a new low. I mean, you can argue that this 387 level is pretty decent, I guess. If that goes, though, then
also that 400 level served as both support and resistance before.
Yeah. So I'm really hoping 400 holds. If 400 doesn't, 387 must hold, or else I think we're going to go 3.
Arjun and Dr. J are in sync. I agree with Arjun on the 433 with a possible dip to 401.
Yeah. So just do something at 433. I'm not saying panic, but do something.
Well, it's there's no guarantees. It's just that if you've had a lot of profits over the last month or two,
yeah,
and you want to protect them, maybe that's the time to protect them.
Yeah, write some calls or buy like a very small put protection. I mean, I just think in a market like this, it's still guilty till proven innocent. But this has been a fantastic run, and I'm glad that we were on it, because we were saying around this level that long is the right play. So
for a long time now.
Yeah. So I think we can stop there, and a couple closing remarks.
You did absolutely great. Thanks for joining me today, because I cannot chart. I have only my phone. I'm in the Hamptons, and I'm roughing it in the Hamptons.
Yes, indeed. It looks rough out there. You got
very rough.
Look at that pool. It's got your name on it.
Yeah, it's a rough life.
All right. Well, yeah, my closing remarks are, I think energy is great, medium to long. I like where bio's going, and SPY has a date with a very key number soon. So I think
okay. So
it's been a good month.
Thanks for coming, Heath and Wetware and Marco and Andrew and whoever else showed up today. Thanks everybody. See you all maybe back here tomorrow if I can. All right, if not, by Friday. Adios,
Yeah.
amigos. Ciao.
Ciao.